The law is not effective. The Commission on Election cannot do the processes to conduct the referendum. So, yan ang unang sagot. Now, next. Ito, yung law has 18 articles. But, importantly, these articles cover the establishment of a political entity and provides for the wherewithals for the establishment and of that political entity. The other provision includes already what are the ingredients for good governance, the ingredients for making the political entity not only as a viable governmental institution, but as a viable system for economic development. So, 18 provision, yan lang summary. Hindi ko na pabahin, we will be discussing later the other part next. Dito sa preamble, nakikita naman yung sinasabi ng ating chair, my brother Chair Malikbal, that in history, nakikita natin the aspiration of our brothers. At nakikita natin that at one point in time, they not only have the dominance in this area, but they have already a system of government and a system of life, and in fact, a relationship with other nations. That predates even the coming of Spain in the Declaration of Philippine Independence in July 4, 1945. So, kailangan lang nun recognition. This law, therefore, affirms that the justness of the aspiration of the Bangsamoro people, and that this has been recognized already by the entire Filipino nation, because this law affirms the justness and correctness of the aspiration. Sabi nga niya, ang preamble is not only the mirror, it is the window of the law. Pakikita mo na ang ingredients ng iyong batas. So, importantly, this Bangsamoro Basic Law is also a covenant. It is a covenant not only for peace, which is the object of it, but it is a covenant between all peoples in this country that there is a need to make Mindanao not only peaceful, but progressive and prosperous. Next. The purpose of this law, as I have mentioned, establish a political entity, provide for its basic structure of government in recognition of the justice and legitimacy of the cause of the Bangsamoro people in the aspiration of Muslim Filipinos and religious cultural communities in the Bangsamoro. In Muslim Mindanao, to secure their identities, posterity, allowing for meaningful governance within the framework of the Constitution and national sovereignty as well as integrity of the Republic of the Philippines. This firmly says na kasama pa rin tayo, magkasama tayo, pero sa pagsasama, dapat kasali din sila. Kung kasama at kasali tayo lahat dito sa batas. Ang effect ng batas dito would be to the benefit not only of the Bangsamoro but to all of us, which I will explain later. Next. Dinefine na, hindi ko na palawakin, itong na-define na sa atin kung sino ang Bangsamoro people. At ang Bangsamoro people recognizes naman na hindi lang purely Muslims. Dito mayroon mga indigenous people at mayroon other inhabitants. Kasi this is a political region. So makikita natin that even in the definition of this Bangsamoro people, binigyan karapatan ang bawat isa. If you will note in the first paragraph, what has been compared was the right to identify. Meaning, a right can be exercised or not. So you are free in the exercise of that right. Pangalawa, in-emphasize din that the Bangsamoro government shall recognize and promote the rights of non-indigenous people in the Bangsamoro. And thirdly, must be another strengthen the freedom of choice of all people, in the bar will be respected. At yung identification naman from this provision, there shall be no discrimination on the basis of identity, religion, and ethnicity. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng inhabitants dito sa Bangsamoro will have equal opportunity, equal rights. At wala namang nagsasabi, mas mataas ang right ng Bangsamoro over non-Moro or at yung iba naman mababa ang kanilang ang pagtingin sa kanila dito, there would be equal protection of the rights of the people in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region, the Muslim Mindanao, as provided for in this law. Next. Dito, recognition of customary rights and traditions in the Bangsamoro. Alam naman natin, kahit saan lugar sa Pilipinas, meron tayong iba-ibang ugali. May customs, traditions, big practice. Because we have to realize that we are an archipelago. And in other regions of the country, meron din. Marami ring Ilocano, may Kapampangan, meron. Ethnicity is very prevalent in this country. So, makikita natin, to start for, kung gusto mo ng harmony, kung gusto mo ng unity, kahit hindi kayo unity in name, but unity in purpose, kailangan din, you have to recognize the ethnicity and the other people's rights. Yun ang kailangan dito. So, no person in the bar shall be subjected to any pang-in-emphasize rin ulit yun, ha? Talagang nire-repeat na walang diskriminasyon dito. Next. Ayan. Freedom to exercise one religion in the Bangsamoro. The Bangsamoro government shall guarantee religious freedom in the free exercise thereof. The Bangsamoro government shall protect all persons from harassment on any undue pressure, coercion, and violence on account of religion. Freedom of religion, even for Muslim. Ang Islam kasi is more tolerant. Mayroon pa nga sabi niya, to you is religion, to me is mine. So, klaro, there is no compulsion in religion. Kaya, hindi lang yan sa constitutional mandate, but it is also a religious mandate with respect to Muslims. So, klaro yan under Article 9, Section 5, there will be no compulsion. Next. This political entity under organic law is called the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region. Kasi the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region is still an integral, indivisible, and inseparable part of the territory of the Republic of the Philippines. Kaya nga ang word autonomous. But autonomous, but it is still part. An autonomy of one legal part. Yun ang ibig sabihin. And nakikita mo Bangsamoro because it affirms, it recognizes the historical reality that at one point in history, there was a political configuration within these areas, as mentioned by good Chair Mohagarik Bar, yung Bangsamoro province. Unfortunately, nang sinabi kanina, from that bigger 13 provinces and 9 cities as contemplated, because meron tayong belief of yung consent of the government, nagkakaroon na lang ng limited area, then nagkaroon tayo ng tinatawag na plebiscito, which again will be done under this law. Next. Marami kasi nagsasabi, I have to clarify, meron na daw territorial configuration ang Bangsamoro. Sa ngayon, wala. Kasi under section, yung kanina, section 1 of Article 15, magkakaroon lang ng territorial configuration ng Bangsamoro after the plebiscite. What was defined in this law are kung saan magkakaroon ng plebisito. Magkakaroon ng plebisito. Next. Dito, ang configuration ng plebiscitary areas o kung saan magkakaroon ng plebisito. Una, doon sa core territory ng Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao pursuant to Republic Act 1954. Anong ito mga probinsya? Ito ang probinsya ng Sulu, Basilan, Tawi-Tawi, Maguindanao, and Lanao del Sur, including the city of Marawi and Labitan. Yun ang una. Ang idadagdag dito ay tatanungin din yung 6 municipalities of Lanao del Norte. Dahil itong mga ito, nagkaroon na ng kanilang expression or articulation of interest to join the autonomy in the past, in the plebiscite of August 14, 2001. Pero hindi sila naisali for some reason or the other. Pangatlo, yung barangay, 39 barangays in municipalities of North Cotabato, Tatanungin din sila muli. Pero hindi pa sila ngayon part of the configuration of the autonomy. Pero tatanungin sila kung gusto nila sumali. And the city of Cotabato and Isabela City. At yung pang-apat, yung mga contiguous areas no, who wants to join the plebiscite. Plebiscite to na gusto nila sumali na may sali ang gusto nila may sali ang kanilang lugar sa pagtandak ng plebiscite. Hindi pa yung area. Just for purposes of the conduct of the plebiscite. Yun ang klaro. Kaya, because of that, nagkaroon kami sa original Bangsamoro Transition Commission yung version namin, dalawang question. Diba? Pero, despite yung provision ng BT's version or yung House Bill 6475, binago yun ng Congress dahil ang question binigay doon sa Commission on Election. Sila ang magpo-formulate ng question for all the areas affected by the plebiscite. Sa balita ko, mayroon ng draft questions. Pero hindi ko pa may announce kasi hindi pa na-approve ng Commission in Bank. But there are about 11 sets of questions. One for the core territory of the arm. Then there is a set of questions for the municipalities of Lanao del Norte. And there are specific questions for certain barangays in every municipality involved in Lanao del in North Cotabato. And there is also a question for those who want to join the plebiscite by petition or resolution. Again, nagagawa na ng COMELEC. Important to understand is kung ano ang determination ng vote of affirmation or non-affirmation dito sa plebiscite. Sa core territory of the arm, hindi naman sila tinatanong kung gusto nila sumama sa autonomy o hindi. Ang tanong lang sa kanila, gusto ba ninyo palitan yung Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao Organic Act and the Republic Act 1954 to Bangsamoro? Or do you want your provinces, the municipality of provinces, be converted from armed to B-armed? Kasi may nagsabi sa atin, bakit ba nag-B-armed pa yan? Unang-una, yung B-armed, malalim ang kaulugan. First, ang B-armed is a recognition already of the correct root of Bangsamoro identity as already been incorporated. Pangalawa, it is better than armed in terms of governmental powers and in terms of resources. Gaya ba ng tinatawag, itong B-armed is like the beehives. Diyan, kung sinong mahilig uminom ng diyan ka nakakukuha ng honey. So, kung gusto nyo magmahal, B-arm na kayo. Dahil beehives yan eh. And then, mas sweeter pa than honey. So, dahil there are more economic benefits not only for the Bangsamoro, for the entire Mindanao in the B-arm. Sabihin natin yan next. So, I'd like to inform you that we have already been informed that questions have been formulated, but it is still on hold until approved by the Commission on Election, hopefully very soon. So, yan. For purposes of the arm, ang tanong lang nila gusto nila magpalit. For purposes of the 6 municipalities of Lanao del Norte, there is only one question, whether they want the 6 municipalities will join the B-arm. Ang boto niyan, entire province of Lanao del Norte. Hindi lang yung 6. Dati, ang question na dyan is whether you want the 6 municipalities to join the Bangsamoro. Yan ang yun din ang tanong. But ang counting will be the total votes of the province of Lanao del Norte. Hindi lang yung boto ng 6. Para maklaro, ha? Dati kasi, the version of the Senate was to the effect that the 6 municipalities are considered geographic area and they can vote independently of the province. Pero sa ngayong batas, para klaro, the entire province will be included. So, yun. Then, yan ang ano. Pangatlo, yung ganun din ang 59 barangays, yung mother municipalities are also involved in the ratification. Yung pang-apat, yung Cotabato in Isabela City, they will vote as city. So, ang totality of the votes in that city will be the consideration for saying that they have voted affirmative or negative. Next. Hindi ko na ito. The Bangsamoro government shall exercise its authority over the following water. Basahin na lang natin, iiwan na naman kayo ito. These are the enumerations of the powers of the Bangsamoro. Ang pagkaiba ito, doon sa Nanging Republic Act 1954, sa 1954, walang positive enumerations of the powers. Ang naglalagay doon, negative listing of those limits of the power of the Bangsamoro. So yan, ngayon, power grant, so dilista lahat. Next, consistent with the Constitution yon. Yun din ang Constitution, enumeration of power rather than the enumeration of those that cannot be exercised. The powers that those cannot be exercised. Yan ang pagbabago lang. Next. Mahaba yan. There are about 54 powers dyan. So hindi na natin alalakayin lahat. After all, alam naman para mabasa niyo pa in-depth dito sa batas. Ano ibig sabihin? Ang ibig sabihin, all powers and functions and responsibilities not granted by the Constitution or by the national law, which is the BOL, or sometimes called the organic law for the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, doon lang ay ini-exercise na ng national government. Kung hindi nandun sa enumeration, national government yon. Kasi na bago, wala tayo yung shared, concurrent, at saka exclusive. The President shall exercise general supervision over the Bangsamoro government to ensure that laws are faithfully executed. The President may suspend the Chief Minister for a period of not exceeding 6 months for willful violation of the Constitution, national laws, or the organic law. Anong ibig sabihin? Ang ibig sabihin, the Chief Minister not only is also the alter ego of the President in the implementation of all laws in the Bangsamoro. Whether it is national law, regional law, dapat i-implement ng Chief Minister. That is yung hinahanap ng iba. Bakit bibigyan pa yan? Hinahanap ng iba, baka magkaroon ng decision. Hindi totoo. Kasi ang alter ego of the President, the Chief Minister will implement the Constitution, and the Constitution does not allow that. Next. Itong intergovernmental relation, maraming pinagugutan dito. National government, Bangsamoro government, intergovernmental relations for intergovernmental relation body. Kasi mahirap naman na papuntang kaliwa ang national government, papuntang kanan ang Bangsamoro. There should be not only coordination, but there should be a close conversation between the national government on how to approach the development of the Bangsamoro in relation to the national government. So, mayroon tayong una, yung Philippine Congress Bangsamoro Parliament Forum. Ito is a product of experience. Tingnan natin, ang Republic Act 1954 was passed in 2001. Naging effective. 2018 na tayo. Marami ng pinagdaanan. Noon, wala pa tayong Samsung version so and so. Hindi pa natin alam eh. Gamit ko pa noon, erection eh. Yung parang pangano ng ice yung cellphone. So ngayon, iba na. So binago because we have a bad experience under that law. Anong bad experience? No? Yung pag-create ng province of Sharif Kabugsuan. People of your familiar. Kasi ang akala naman ng RLA, with all due respect, may power sila kasi nasalagay sa Republic Act 1954 that the Regional Legislative Assembly can create provinces, cities, municipalities, and barangay. Hindi pala nilagay doon may limitation sa creation of the province. Ang limitation is you cannot create congressional districts. Eh, nagkaroon ng election, pagkatapos ng creation ng Sarip Kabungsuan, nagkaroon ng election for congressman, naglaban yung dalawang matitikat na mga kongresista, Congressman Dilanggalan at Congressman Sema, nagpunta sa Supreme Court. Sabi ng Supreme Court, the creation of the province is unconstitutional because it presupposes also the creation of a congressional district. Yun ang tinatawag na Dilanggalan versus Sema case. Kaya, anong nangyari? Bakit nangyari doon? Dahil hindi nakapag-coordinate ang Congress at saka yung autonomous region ng Muslim Mindanao. Nagkaroon, dapat pagka-created province, nagkaroon ng redistricting created by Congress. So ngayon, para ma-avoid na yun, magkakaroon ng tinatawag na Philippine Congress Bangsamoro Parliament Forum para sa kayon, magkakaroon ng coordination ng Congress of the Philippines in the Parliament of the Bangsamoro. Intergovernmental Fiscal Policy Board, necessarily, kasi fiscal policy is still jurisdiction of the national government. But there are basic powers of the autonomy which allows them to invite investors and to provide incentives to pioneering investors in the Bangsamoro Parliament. That has to be coordinated and therefore mayroon tayong tinatawag Intergovernmental Fiscal Policy Board. More importantly, itong joint body for the zones of joint operation. For the first time in our experience for autonomy, nagkaroon ang yung tinatawag na maritime jurisdiction. Kasi nagkakaroon tayo under this law, product of the addendum on Bangsamoro waters na tinatawag Bangsamoro waters in the Sulu Sea and Moro Gulf. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Ang ibig, palabas mo nga yung waters natin dyan. Ang ibig sabihin nito, yung original municipal waters which are not part of the territory of the municipalities of the arm will now become territorial waters of the Bangsamoro. 15, dinagdagan pa yan ng 4. Yun ang nagiging total Bangsamoro waters at 19. Anong ibig sabihin? Hindi naman totoo na binago na natin ang pangalan ng Moro Gulf at saka Sulu Sea. Ang ginagawa lang natin is to create an imaginary line within the sea which will define the territorial jurisdiction of the Bangsamoro, which would be delimited, which would be carved from the territorial waters of the Philippines. Hindi naman ikakarve alisin. Lalagyan mo lang saan bang jurisdiction mo, ito at saka yan. Ang important nitong joint of Bangsamoro waters cooperation is yung mga waters outside of the 19. Doon tayo magkakaroon ng intergovernmental relation. Nakita mo dyan. Yung intergovernmental joint body for creation of joint established. Ay pa yan. Next, yung balik mo kanina. Yung intergovernmental relations. Doon, ganito ang karamihan nangyayari. Many of the resources natin din are in the waters outside of the 19 kilometers. Doon magkakaroon yan survey exploration. Not only the Sulu Sea, the Moro Gulf, but in other. This will create a precedent. Bakit nangyari? Kung magkaroon ka ng operation diyan, ang nag-approve diyan, lalo na kung energy, Department of Energy. Under this Department of Energy, walang participation ng local government yan. Walang participation ng province. Ang problema, pag nagkaroon, for example, ng oil spill, sino ang masisira ng livelihood? Sino ang original impact of the catastrophe sa provinces nearby? So dapat naman, pagbigyan nyo magsabi yung mga probinsya. Kaya dito, the Bangsamoro as a regional government will be allowed to participate, including the provinces and cities adjacent to the zone of yung zone of water cooperation. Yan ang zones of joint operation. Yan lang ang ibig sabihin. Para sa gayon, lahat tayo na-involved. This is also in accordance with the principle na tayo. Okay, limit ko na lang. Bilisan natin kasi marami yung open for. Yan lang. So, next. Hindi na natin yan na lang ang, yan other body, yung energy body na yan, Intergovernmental Energy Board, para lang yung matalakay natin yung mga connectivity, lalo na yung mga utilization of resource for energy, like the Agos 1, Agos 2, Agos 3. Many of that, the host region is Bangsamoro, dahil nasa Lanao, there are 2 yan. So, karoon na pag-usapan para naman hindi madidihado ang taong bayan sa baba at doon lang napukor at saka iba lang ang magpaplano para sa doon sa lugar. Next. May limited time natin but we'll go doon. Ganito. Dito, for the first time, magkakaroon tayo ng parliamentary system at ang representation sa parliament ay iba-iba. Hindi lang district representative, meron tayong party representative, district representative at saka reserve seat. Yung mga grupo na hindi pwede sumali sa eleksyon dahil they are not capable of competing in a regular election will be given reserve seats. Mga babae, mga IPs, settlers, nandoon yan sa mga reserve seats. Next. At ano dito, ang mag-define ng districting ng seats will still be the BTA that will be included in the election code of the BTA. Next. Ito yung basahin nyo na lang, I will not elaborate it further, yan ang representation. 10% of the seats, ito bang mga research damo yan. Pero we will leave it next. Ito lang ang powers, duties of the first, head of the Bangsamoro government, ang executive diyan sa parliament would be the chief minister. Pero ang iba lang pagbabago, he will not be elected at large. He will only be elected with the members of the parliament. After all, the members of the parliament are also elected at large by district, and the party election will also be there. So, ang parliament, ang pangalawa, ang chief minister can be removed of the day, can be removed by our non-vote of confidence. Hindi ka na pumunta to a tedious process of antayin 3 years. Sabi niya, 3 years is too short for the good chief minister, but too long for a bad one. Ibig sabihin, baka mag-antay ka ng 3 taon, ubus na lahat, wala na nangyayari, hindi mo pa matanggal. So dito sa parliamentary system, you can remove the leader for being not effective by just a vote of no confidence with the parliament. At kung magkaroon vote of no confidence, doon mga kailangan ng wali who will proclaim that there is a vote of no confidence and therefore there is a need for a new election. Wali na yun. Next. Then the wali also will be, is a ceremonial head. His major function to conduct the oath for the newly elected, to schedule the election in case of the vote of confidence, and to declare that the parliament is dissolved because of the vote of no confidence of the parliament. Next. Itong justice system dito sa atin, magkakaroon ng 4. Sa atin, nire-recognize natin na dito sa ating lugar, even dito sa Bukidnon, kasi I am also a resident of Bukidnon, I am a resident of Manolo Portage, Hilayan. So, makikita nyo dyan, meron kang IP. Meron sila system, justice mechanism. So, i-recognize din natin, kaya nandun ng traditional or tribal system. Meron din tayong ni-recognize natin na meron din may cases, lalo na criminal cases that cannot be given that cannot be given to the Sharia. Like kasi in the Sharia system, meron kami additional criminal jurisdiction but limited only to those minor offenses. Minor offenses with a penalty of arresto minor and fine. Kaya yung sinasabi, bawal unconstitutional dahil putulan ng ulo, putulan ng kamay, hindi totoo. Kasi hindi yan nasa batas, baka product of an imagination lang. Kasi hindi nakasamay doon that there is a criminal jurisdiction for crimes with a penalty higher than arresto minor or fine. So itong mga murder, hindi pwede dyan. So ang may jurisdiction yan ang regular court. Itong alternative dispute resolution, sa ngayon, uso na ito. Kahit pumunta ka sa court, meron ka tinatawag pre-trial conference. Hanapin nyo kung pwede pag-usapan. We lawyers now have to change our mindset. Hindi na lang litigation. Kung hindi, you must know how to negotiate. Kasi meron na tayong tinatawag alternative dispute resolution. Mas marami pang nasusolve sa labas kaysa sa korte. Kaya mas maganda, inalaw rin natin dito. in order that we will not only unplug the courts, but we will give ample opportunity for all the justice mechanism to work para sa ganon magkakaroon ng resolution of minor offenses that sometimes triggers a vertical conflict. Kasi ang mga horizontal conflict na yan, madali naman i-resolve. So inalaw dito sa batas ito. Next. Yung defense and security of the Bangsamoro Autonomy shall be the responsibility of the national government. Ibig sabihin, it is still part and parcel of the armed forces of the Philippines. Yung magiging, kung maggawa man sila ng armed forces unit yan. Pero sa ngayon, the decision will be left to the armed forces of the Philippines, to the chief of staff, who of course is under the president, who is of course and the Philippine National Police, ganun din. It's a PNP shall create a police regional office in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region. What is only to be defined in this police is the relationship between this political governance structure with the PNP. Kasi there is also a mandate for this BR to help in the maintenance of peace and order in the respective area. Kasi tayo nga, meron din tayo city dito, gumagawa tayo ng peace and order plan. So, ganun din yan. Pero yung sinasabing hiwalay na police, hindi totoo. At hiwalay na armed forces, hindi totoo. Magkakaroon lang ng mga regional units necessary ng police dyan. At there would be protection of the region will still be responsibility of the national government and silang magdi-define kung paano nila protektahan ang region. Next. Dito ang important, the Bangsamoro government shall enjoy fiscal autonomy ensure with the view of attaining economic self-sufficient and joint development. Alam niyo ba, ang Pilipinas may tinatawag na advanced region at lag region. Isa sa mga lag region ay yung Bangsamoro. Dahil may provision sa batas under Republic Act 1954 yung equitable share from national revenue. From 2002 to 2018, hindi yan na-translate into real terms either in the appropriation or what. Kaya ngayon, if you will ask our regional directors dito, in natin, all other regions including Caraga is receiving an average on 2018 lang, average of 72 billion for development funds for the region. But the ARM is only receiving 32 billion sa 2018. But from 2001 to 2018, the ARM was only receiving an average of 15 billion, while the rest of the regions are receiving already 45 to 50 billion. So, makita nyo, nagkakaroon tayo ng problema. Kaya nagiging lackover, so we have to subsidize. As I said, the ARM is an abundance region if appropriately helped to become a full production, ang kanilang full potential, they can not only support the Bangsamoro, but they can support the country as a whole. Kaya ngayon, because alam naman natin sa economics, private investment will only follow public investment. Ngayon, as affirmative action, under this law, magkakaroon ng annual block grants. Ang annual block grants is 5% of debt collection of BIR plus 5% of collection of Bureau of Customs. Pero yung 5% na if translated into peso term is only 67 billion. Shorter than the average 73 billion of the other regions of the country. Kaya hindi masabi bakit binibigyan ng Bangsamoro ng maraming pera. Kasi all other regions are receiving more than the Bangsamoro. Pangalawa, because we are an area of conflict sa ngayon, nagkaroon tayo ng conflict, magkakaroon ng Special Development Fund of 5 billion per year for 10 years of 50 billion. Anong ibig sabihin? We have to redevelop, we have to rehabilitate all the engines of growth in that region. Power, water, infrastructure. Kasi nag-conflict, maraming nasira. If we want to develop as fast as possible, then we have to rehabilitate these engines of growth. Otherwise, magkakaroon din ng deficit problem tayo dyan. Then, we continue to subsidize the Bangsamoro kung hindi sila magiging fully developed as a region. Next. In addition, dinagdagan tayo dito sa Bangsamoro ng capital gains tax, documentary stamp tax, donors tax, and estate tax. Alam niyo ba, ito binigay sa dahil puro naman walang koleksyon yan dyan. Kasi, but this will allow this will capacitate the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in collection of taxes kasi mas closer sila to the ground. When you talk of capital gains, documented donors tax, that pertains to realty, which is territorial. Sa loob yan ng region, sa lupa. So, pag ang magta-tax sa labas pa, paano makonect? Ayaw na lang iba maggawa ng tax mapping para wala na yan. So, that is an effect as an innovative way of making that region develop and capacitate in tax collection process. Pangalawa, ang important dito, another mode is the shift in the locus of taxation. Sa ngayon, marami tayong, kahit pag-usapan pang federal, wala naman ma-federal na region Kasi only 2 regions are capable of federalization. Yung Calabarzon at Metro Manila. 70 to 80% of the taxes are paid in Metro Manila at Calabarzon. Bakit ang nangyari? Under the BIR, National Internal Revenue Code, yung large taxpayers, the situs can be determined by the commissioner itself. Karamihan sa Metro Manila ang bayad kasi nandoon ang home office. Even those corporations operating in Bukidnon in other parts of Mindanao are not paying their taxes here. They are paying in Metro Manila. Kaya mas malayo ang development dito. In the analysis of fiscal viability, only 2 regions are capable. That is Calabarzon and Metro Manila. So, walang tinatawag na wealth sharing. Kaya siguro, President Digong gusto niya ng karon wealth sharing. Kaya sisimulan din natin yon. If we cannot change the structure of tax payments, then walang mangyayari. Magkakaroon din tayo ng lagover regions. Kasi nangyari, ang formula since the time of the Americans, since 1954, ang tawag nila Core to Periphery Development. I-develop mo ang mga metros, masusunod naman yan mga rural areas. It's impossible because most of our provinces we are disconnected by body of waters because we are an archipelago. From an economic perspective, yung mantra na core to periphery development will not be effective in this country. Yan, pangalan na next. Yan, sharing of taxes collected by the national government, of course, bago na ngayon, originally may 3 classification na, pero ngayon, yung tinatawag all taxes outside from fossil fuels will be 75-25 collection. In fact, ngayon, 100% yan, paibibigay muna. But, sa text, para mabilis na. Doon sa fossil fuels, ang sharing would be 50-50. 50-50. Ang ibig sabihin ng fossil fuels, these are supposed to be resources, strategic resources. That is also needed by the national government for purposes of the development of the entire country. Yun ang ibig sabihin. Yun ang strategic meaning ng strategic resource. Next. Ito yung black rat, in-explain ko kanila. In-explain niya. Next. Kasi, yan. Mayroon din. Sinabi ko kanila, there are 4 taxes to be collected outside from the back tank. Binigay na sa Bangsamoro. Yung pera makolekt doon will be deducted after 20 years from the black rat. Ibig sabihin, mag-reduce din yung black rats na yan depending on the collection of the 4 taxes added. Next. Subject to the provision of the Constitution, the one who shall have the powers. Yan na, no? Ibig sabihin, the national government, malayo yung sinasabi na magkakaroon tayo ng hiwalay na landas. Kasi dito kami, shall have the power, authority, and rights to explore, develop, utilize the natural, including the surfaces. Ibig sabihin nito, partnership. Ang sabi ako, management. Yung mga kanjan nyo, there was the contract 46-47 in Cagayan de Tawi-Tawi. Sa ngayon, meron dyan platform, makita nyo from the air. Tawag niya Reno and Zebra platform. Ang estimate ng Norwegian, meron tayong mga barrels of natural gas and resources dyan. Pero, wala mang social viability. Hindi nga alam ng taga-Tawi-Tawi kung nabangga yan ng barko. Anong nangyari sa province of Tawi-Tawi? Dahil, our local government units have its own development plans. Meron tayong local development committees. Meron tayong development plan. Hindi mo na program yan dahil nanggaling sa taas, hindi ka man na-consult. So sa ngayon, under this concept, they have to coordinate and consult with local government so that magkakaroon naman alam yung tao doon Ang mangyayari, sabi ko kanina, kung may distraction, wala nang pera panggastos sa mga distraction resulted of this exploration. Dito, with all this cooperation mechanism we are doing, magkakaroon tayo ng tinatawag in exploration scientists, yung social amelioration. Kung may pera mariretain ng mga region, kung mayroon the oil spill at affected ang fishery mo, mayroon kang source of money to address the problem. So yan lang ang ibig sabihin. Subject to the provision of the Constitution, the national government and the non-government shall jointly exercise the power to grant rights, privileges, and concessions over the exploration. What does this mean? The processing of the application must come from the lowest unit. Kasi mayroon ka naman, even sa NCIP, mayroon kayong prior consent, dapat ganun din sa even local government. Kasi affected din sila sa mga exploration na ito. This is just the context of this. Ibig sabihin, they have to secure locational clearance, they have to secure zoning clearance from the local government in the province in compliance with the development of the province. Hindi naman talagang ini-impose lang from Manila. Ito lang ibig sabihin, power sharing, wealth sharing, and recognition of the identity. Tatlo na. Ang all-purpose next. At kinausap na natin itong Sulusi. Kasi dito, ang tanong, bakit ba naggawa pa ng Bangsamoro waters? Tinatanong yan. Mag-google kayo mamayang gabi. The most lighted province in the entire country during night time is Sulu. Kasi kahit may brown out ang land, puno ng ilaw ang dagat. You travel from Zamboanga to Sulu, I challenge you. You are like walking in Luneta Park. Dahil nandiyan ang foreign domestic porciners. Ang lalakas ng gadget. Ang gadget nila can now go, kung ipapark lang nila yung mga vessels na within the 15 kilometer, likod lang ng 15 municipal waters, pati yung isda sa shore, wala na. Kaya wala na tayong marginalized fishermen. Namamatay, wala na silang makuha ng isda. Anong net effect? Wala ng other industry. Dati, saan pa ngayon may boat making? Before, in the Sulu, Tawi-Tawi, Basilan area, meron tayong boat making industry, net making industry. Meron yung wala na. Even the pearl, South Sea pearl na wala na dyan. Dahil naubos na. Dahil dito sa mga gadgets natin. So we have to provide a buffer. Itong tinatawag Bangsamoro water will despite the buffer. We allow the commercial fishermen to work and to fish in this area. But we should also afford the marginalized fishermen the necessary to give them their livelihood. Huwag naman i-touch itong mga sources of fishing ng mga marginalized. In the Constitution nakalagay, we have to protect the marginalized fishermen. Secondly, mayroon din tayong tinatawag ngayon, writ of kalikasan, because our resources should not only be protected for our own use, but for the use of the next generation. Kung inuubos-ubos na natin yan, baka wala nang maiwan sa ating mga anak. Pati galunggong na, short na tayo eh. Marami, yun ang So, yan ang ibig sabihin niyan. Next. Kasi hindi naman natin alam kung puro domestic, marami din foreign nakikihalo dyan. Yun. Yung sinabi ko kanina, yung section 1 of Article 15, nakalagay doon, effectivity of the establishment of the Bangsamoro after ratification. Pag-ratify, there will now be a Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. Anong original set of government yan? Ito na ang Bangsamoro Transition Authority. The Bangsamoro Authority shall serve as an interim government in the bar during the transition period. The MNLF shall lead without prejudice to party head. The MNLF shall be composed of 80 members. Pero, in recognition of the term of the current, the elected officials of the arm will continue automatically members of the Transition Center until June 30 of 2019. Non-more than youth yun, sama rin sila, and the legislative and executive powers in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region during the transition shall be vested in the BTA. Ito ang mga gagawin. Immediately, Bangsamoro Administrative Code, Bangsamoro Election Code, Bangsamoro Land Local Government Code, walang nakasama dyan yung Bangsamoro Revenue Code. Kasi you have to formulate a revenue code to allow the exercise of the 4 taxing powers, including the appropriation of the block grants. Next. Ito ang transfer of powers. Lot. Sa ngayon, may existing autonomous region tayo. So all powers, function, capital rights of the current autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao, now under Mujib Ataman, has to be turned over to the Bangsamoro Transmission Authority. Mayroon lang exception lang kasi baka mamaya sasabihin ni Manong Celso, yung property of the arm outside. Kasi may provision dito, the property of the arm outside will be purchased by the national government and resort to the local government unit where it is located. Pero it is in the exercise of yung mode of transport called sale. So, mangyayari yon. Next. Ito, ng powers and properties kasama naman doon sa mga transfer ng we will be coming out to the administrative code. So magbabago ang complexion ng bureaucracy ng autonomous region. Hindi na yung current ngayon kasi yun from a unitary perspective yun. Parliamentary tayo, gagawa tayo ng ano. So there are personnel who may not be needed in their present position dahil magkakaroon tayo new item, new structure at magkakaroon tayo ng items. So they will be magkakaroon ng new qualification standards. So qualification standards is akin to the purpose of this law, the vision of this law for an effective governance, para lahat ng nandun magiging effective. So ngayon, yung in the transition, affected unang-una, all personnel appointed in the current arm will continue to serve until they are affected by the phasing in of the structure. Kasi doon sa phasing in of structure, magkakaroon ng evaluation whether you are qualified in your position or not. If you meet your qualification, wala kang problema. But that, then, sorry, you have to find another position or you have to avail of the benefits. Kasi magkakaroon tayo ng institution and independent, strictly merit-based and credible placement and hiring process for all officers. Kaya nga, before all this, magkakaroon ng inventory. There will be a team of, an inventory team na to be headed by the Office of the President, member ng DBM, Civil Service, at saka yung COA, to see to it that there would be meaningful restructuring of the bureaucracy. At the same time, you put in the necessary ingredients for good governance in that structure. So yun. Pero wala naman, happy naman lahat siguro ang employees dahil kahit maalis ka, whether you are permanent, contractual, you can avail of either retirement kung retirable ka o yung separation packages kung hindi ka pa retirable. Malaki-laki ito eh. 1 year, for 5 years of service, you are entitled to 1 month of salary for every year of service. So kung mayroong ang 5 years, you have 500%. Yung 5 month salary makolek mo. If you have 5 years to 10 years, you have 150%. Sa ngayon, under current law, those separation are only allowed 1.55% of their monthly salary. Dito, ginawa 150 for 5 years to 10 years. And for 10 years and above, you're entitled to 2 months in actual monetary basic salary for every year of government. Next. Ito, tama na, inclusive ito. Kasi it is inclusive because the MNLF, MILF, other sectors are involved. In fact, the BTC is composed of multi-sectoral, multidisciplinary people. They come from different groups, the Bangsamoro. But on the whole, as a concluding statement, kasi malapit na, I'd like to state na ang Bangsamoro is our gateway to the ASEAN because it is strategically located in the middle of the ASEAN. If there would be no meaningful peace and development in this area, the dream for a better and mushrooming ASEAN within the ASEAN will not prosper. Kasi kung walang relative peace, wala naman talagang papasok na investment yan. Sabi nga niya, money is a cowardly commodity, it strikes on a firm foundation of peace. Kung wala ka niyan, wala namang papasok. So, anong net effect? With the money poured into the Bangsamoro, with the environment of peace that will be ushered in because of the ball, there will be more investment that will come, not only to the Bangsamoro, but for Mindanao as a whole. Because yun lang inantay nila. Now, ang importantly, the money circulation will not be confined in the Bangsamoro. Lanao del Sur and Lanao del Norte, hopefully the six will join, is just a stone throw away from Iligan in Cagayan de Oro, even Bukidnon. The net effect, baka ang deposit pa ng mga investor will be in Cagayan de Oro. You can just see how money would be invested in some sigurista Yung mga investor, hindi naman didiretso yan sa Marawi City o Lanao del Sur. They will have to park their money in Cagayan de Oro or in Iligan City. And the money circulation will generate more money here in Cagayan de Oro. That's the net effect of peace and development in the Bangsamoro for areas outside of it. And importantly, ito mangyayari. There would be peace and travel would become easy from this area to us. And therefore, the movement of goods, commodities, investment, and people will not be derailed and detained. So, sa tanya ko, itong ball is a solution to the national problem of Southern Philippines with the hope that we can move forward and we can support the rise of Philippines to another heights of economic progress and prosperity. With that note, maraming salamat at maayong hapon sa atin.
Gusto ka ba? Meron tayong tissue sa likod kung may mga notebook dyan. Dahil yung dito, it's really quite challenging para sa mga journalists. Kasi our role, I'm also a previous media man. Tiny, nila Kong, nila Roylan, during the 60s pa kami. Pupunta na yun ng mga Camp Abubakar let's sir, let's call on our mga speakers to be at the sir, muna tayo dito. Yeah, so questions, we're going to open the floor sa Singapore. Saan ba ang ngayon? Ito na ngayon. So, sino mag-question po si Chen? Sunstar ba, Chen? Manila Bulletin. Sinong next? Sir, yung nakakaway ng Cheta. Nagtagpataw ng ano, Cheta. Good.
Thank you very much, Mr. Darwin Lynch. I have two questions, one for Chairman Iqbal and another one for my good brother here, Commissioner Lorena. For Chairman Iqbal, sir, under the banner called Christians for Peace program, the Christian minority that will fall under the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region has been doing consensus building that will become its policy agenda in welcoming the transition to the After consolidating the result of the consensus building, the organizers will then submit it to Cardinal Orlando Quevedo, and upon approval, the Christian, what we call the Christian policy agenda, will then be submitted to the MILF hierarchy. May we get a reaction from the MILF from the Chairman, sir. I would just proceed with my next questions about Attorney Lorena and Brian Vigneso. Commissioner Lorena, sir, under the law, only a few variable resource of the prerequisite, both for the areas proposed for inclusion as well as their mother units, shall be sought in the inclusion to the new region. Kindly explain this, sir, because there might be misunderstanding in this too. The coincidence that you ask a perfect question that requires a perfect answer. I think 5 days ago or 6 days ago, we had a meeting in Cotabato City wherein Cardinal Quevedo was in attendance. And one of the issues that we discussed was about the need to have a very important forum in Davao City, wherein leaders of the church, of all denominations, and leaders of the knowledge, and to hold a conference in Davao City, precisely to focus on main issues. And they have given to us the list. And of course, we will not answer this alone. The MLF will not answer it alone, but in consultations with members of the Bangsamoro Transition Commission, and of course, the Moro National Liberation Front, and of course, our partners from government, and all the issues that they wish to take up with us. One is how would the settlers communities office be established? The staffing, the budgeting, etc., and the armed employees, wherein many Christians are also employees of the arms. What will happen to them? And the third one is about the security and police in the Bangsamoro. Number 4 is about the Black Brand. Number 5 is the Christian participation in consultations like this. Number 6 is about what will happen to the educational system being implemented in the areas that are supposed to be part of the Bangsamoro territory. I'm referring to the Christian educational system. And then about transitional justice. It's about healing the past. Transitional justice and reconciliation. It's about healing the past. And while we have what we call the large historical justice, injustices, which we referred to a while ago, and which President Duterte repeatedly said, the historical injustices committed against the Moro people. Together ask us, how about those injustices that were committed against the Christians? So I told him very clearly that when we are addressing historical injustices, we are not selective. It will be an inclusive process. But of course, the larger issue of historical injustices would be occupying the primary spot, and the lesser historical injustices would also be part of the equation. And then number 8, it's about anti-dynasty provision in the Creole, which is unfortunately, is no longer part of the Bangsamoro organic law, because Senator Tremel had said categorically that it's better to have the provision in the BL if the application is only in the second degree. And the last part, number 9 was about the reserved seats for Christians, because in the Bangsamoro Parliament, there are 2 slots reserved for the Christian population in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region. So these are the issues that the church groups of various denominations will address once we have that forum, a large forum in Davao City, towards the end of this month or probably early next month. Thank you, Brad. Good morning, and to all the members. I think the question pertains only to the 6 municipalities of Plano del Norte and the 39 barangays of that Cotabato. Because under the provision of the bill, the mother province of the 6 municipalities, which is the province of Plano del Norte, will also be asked to vote. So now, in the municipalities of the barangays affected by the plebiscite, the 39 will also be asked to vote. There is now for Lano del Norte, the question is now as prepared. Do you want the municipalities of the municipality of Nunoy, Baloy, and the other 4 to join the bank? That's what that question will be asked for the entire province of Lano del Norte. If the totality of votes of the province, the majority of which will vote for yes, then the 6 municipalities can join. That would already include the votes of the 6 municipalities. In the case of the barangays of North Cotabato, the question is specific for every municipality. For example, if the municipality is in the municipality of Pikit, the question is, do you want the barangay
the two barangays in Piquet to join the band. But the question will be asked and voted by the entire voters of Piquet. So if the result of the majority of the votes in the municipality is for yes, then that two barangays can join the band. So with respect to the others, we will not involve anymore because in the case of the core armed territory, the total votes of the arm will be the basis. So if the votes for the in the totality that they want the arm to be changed to BAM, then the affirmative vote for ratification will be considered. But the vote will be, for example, the total votes of arm is 2 million, and if the result of the plebiscite says that the total votes for yes is 1 million as one, then the yes will win, meaning ratified ang 11054, irrespective of whether provinces in that are vote no. But it is the totality of the votes that will be counted. So yun ang tatlo. Next.
Thank you very much. Ground rules lang ho tayo. Please state your name, your outfit, pagkatapos one question and one follow-up. Very quick lang. So, ma'am, ito muna. Kay Sir Masawa. Jacket boy.
I'm Rudy Tongacros, Media Coordinator of Bukidnon Press Club. Our delegation is on this table. This is about the justice system in the Bangsamoro. Our precinct law guarantees the protection of women from all forms of violence. May I ask, is it true that under the Sharia justice system, an adultery convicted woman is put to death by stoning? And may I add that stoning to death a woman is an utmost degree of violence. Can we not amend it in such a way that doing away with social misfits be done through electric chair or injection, lethal injection? Because that is the universally accepted way of doing away with misfits. Thank you. It's a very difficult question and very sensitive. But fortunately, we have one ulama here who is well versed in Islamic law. But anyway, I will just start answering the question. Thank you, sir. It's about belief. We firmly believe, Muslims firmly believe, that Sharia, especially the Quran being the primary source, as a complete justice system. Even the minutest element of what we call the need for justice is being taken care of by Islam through the Sharia. That was one of the issues when we discussed the framework agreement to the Bangsamoro and the comparative agreement on the Bangsamoro. That our counterpart from government said that we cannot agree to the Sharia because it is a cruel law. So we wanted to tell them that we can't debate on that because to us it's not a cruel law. Okay, let's go to what we were asking for. It's about stoning to death. In Islamic law, we have an instruction, you can correct me, Ustaz, which it's a law that really takes charge of everything so that justice can be delivered. For instance, it is true, theoretically, that in Islam, when a married woman engages in adultery, then he will be punished by stoning. But that is more in theory rather than in implementation. Because Sharia law requires, because the law of God, the law of Islam is virtually an absolute law, meaning nothing is left to be unpunished. So there can only be two situations where there can be conviction.
First, I hope it would, I will not be something very, I will not offend the women, no? The women. In Islam, a woman who engages in adultery can only be convicted on 2 counts. On 2 counts. The first is if there are 4 witnesses who are sane and a good person without any bad record. So the actual act, he says it by himself, 4 witnesses. If 3, then no conviction. If 2, no conviction. If 1, no conviction. 4 witnesses must see the actual act. So that's very difficult to prove. The other way to convict a woman who commits an adultery is if there is what we call that in the army confession. Admits the guilt. But during the time of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, there was a woman who said that I committed adultery, and she was a married woman. The Prophet said, no, maybe you just forget. So the woman said, no, I committed adultery. The Prophet said, no, maybe you have forgotten it. For the 3rd time, the woman said, I have committed adultery. That was the time that there was a conviction. So while it may sound, it may appear cruel, but that is the essence, and that is what the Muslim believe, that Islamic law is an ultimate law that takes care of even the minute aspect of the crime. But it is more theoretical rather than a practical course of law, because it's very hard to prove the guilt of a woman. Either there must be a 4 credible witness who saw the actual act, or there is a confession of the woman.
Thank you. I'd just like to add, that is with respect to Sharia. But with respect to the provision of the Sharia in the organic law, there is no such thing as jurisdiction for Sharia. So we include as far as stoning and all this. Because the jurisdiction of the Sharia court under this organic law pertains only to those cases that are light offenses or arresto minor. Meaning, these are only crime against community. And an impact from the ED 1083 kinds for non-performance with respect to the Code of Personal Laws under Presidential 1083. There is no penalty allowed in the old bar that go including death, cutting, because they get the highest penalty imposable is only arresto minor, meaning this is because the crime provided in the old bar are crimes penalized, are crimes code tazir, meaning community. So if you read the law, there is no jurisdiction for the Sharia with respect to adultery. Wala. Kasi light offenses lang, yung mga even municipal mayors can impose the penalty of arresto minor and fines for violation of ordinance. That is the only criminal jurisdiction in the Sharia. All other crimes committed will be within the jurisdiction of the regular courts. Murder, robbery are there. Therefore, the penalty under that law are the penalty provided for in the criminal law system we have here under the penal code of the Philippines. So wala yung mga caning, stoning. Kaya with all due respect, sinabi ko kay Tatay Nene yung tinanong ako, sabi niya, violation ng Constitution, bakit mayroong ganyan? Inhuman penalty. Sabi ko, baka hindi pa, Tatay, hindi mo pa nabasa. Kasi there is no such provision in the Bangsamoro Basic Law. The Sharia jurisdiction are limited only to personal laws, family laws, and additional criminal law of violation of community rules with a penalty of arrest to minor and fine, which is actually going only for 6 months to 1 year, and a fine of the judge to determine the fine. There is no penalty for stoning, for caning, for cutting of the head, no, because that is not allowed, because this law is premised also consistent with the Constitution. So,
Thank you, sir. Being theoretical in nature, as you said, sir, it could be the reason it's not in the Article 10 of the justice system of the Bangsamoro. It does not stipulate there, Article 10. So that could be the reason, theoretical in reason. Saka yun sa iyo, sir. Thank you.
there are things kasi you have to distinguish from it. There are two kinds. The kinds of hud and the zir in Islam. So there are separate criminal. And from my study of Sharia, there are different Sharia systems in the 77 countries here, because they have to define the constitutional limit of its country. I think Undersecretary Nabil would like.
Contribute naman ako kahit hindi ako tinatanong. Ano? Palit yung pong sinatawag na stoning to death, those are really yung straight Islamic Sharia. Pero the framing of the Bangsamoro Organic Law is anchored on the Constitution of the Philippines. The Constitution provides that there shall be no unjust or cruel or unjust punishment for crimes. So that is guaranteed by the Constitution, and that is reiterated in the preamble of the Bangsamoro Organic Law. The opening statement, imploring the aid of the Almighty God in recognition of the Bangsamoro aspiration, blah, 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 in accordance with national sovereignty and territorial integrity. So the Bill of Rights guaranteed under the Constitution is also carried over to Bangsamoro Organic Law. The preamble, which is the first part of the Bangsamoro Organic Law, may preamble dahil organic law ito, unlike other ordinary legislation. So, yun lang po ang masasabi ko. Doon sa anti-dynasty kanina, I was the one who was asked directly by Senator Drilon during the committee hearings in the Senate for the Bangsamoro Organic Law. I said, yes, we are in favor so that we can level the playing field. Kasi kung hindi ka anak ni governor o congressman, hindi ka magiging mayor o barangay. Diba? Kung minsan sila na lahat. Pero there are senators who also belongs to the clans, political clans. Sabi ko, if we put that in the Bangsamoro Organic Law, while the objective is very noble, but I think it will again be raised by the Bangsamoro people or those in the Bangsamoro region na parang second-class citizen dahil nagiging discriminatory, dahil it might become a class legislation which is unconstitutional. Sabi ko, if we want that to happen, sabihin na natin na magpasa na lang ng separate national law banning political dynasty dahil hindi discriminatory pag ganun.